1 second, 1 instance is what it takes for life's outlook to change, innocence to dissipate. From calm to gloomy scenes, gripping you with terror. Screams you awake to in your hour of horror. That night that leaves you with this taste in your mouth. The guilt, the tragedy is all you can think about. The sky was overcast with a dark cloud cover. As the heavens spewed rain and raged with thunder. We were at the backseat, mama was at the wheel. As we drove through the bad weather, such an ordeal. As if the fury of the storm wasn't that bad a deal. What came next was bloody, tragic, so surreal. All I heard was a loud screech and a loud crack. As the brakes failed and our car collided on impact with a then mobile woman who was old and frail, killing her on the spot as the car went off rail.
It was a dark night filled with terror and fright. Either you take a flight or fight. It was a dark night filled with terror and fright. Yeah. Hey. Oh yeah. It was a dark night filled with terror and fright. Either you take a flight or fight. Either you take a flight or fight. It was a dark night filled with terror and fright. It was a dark night filled with terror and fright.
Couldn't come to grips with what I just witnessed. Shaken up by dust for words, I was hard pressed. Our car's bonnet was all stained with smears of blood from the woman's body laying on its own pool of blood as it lay lifeless on the road in front of our car. After the fatal crash that from once was bizarre, it scared my sister, mama and I in that order. The scene was chaotic with no sense of order. As in distress we waited for the police to arrive. On arrival they promptly took us from that site into custody as mama was taken in for questioning. That was the worst night of life by my reckoning. After hours we were released into my father's care. We were restless that night from such a scare. To this day I keep having flashbacks now and again. That's something I don't want to live through ever again.
It was a dark night filled with terror and fright. Either you take a flight or fight. It was a dark night filled with terror and fright. Yeah. Hey. Oh yeah. It was a dark night filled with terror and fright. Either you take a flight or fight. Either you take a flight or fight. It was a dark night filled with terror and fright. It was a dark night filled with terror and fright.